Phone opener is doing well. Just got done working out, and things went, for the most part, pretty well. They went better than yesterday, particularly in terms of snatches, but there's definitely some room for growth. I don't know, I'm tired. It's been an extremely long day. Parent conference is till 7 o'clock, so I'm out here in the dark finishing lifting weights. But I started out with, they were high hang power snatches, and they were up to 190 pounds. I had a random, so I had kind of an epiphany, and it actually worked really well once I figured it out. But on my first set with 155, I had it for 4 reps. Those went fine. With 165, I had my first rep, I like semi lost my balance when I caught it, so it was like half a miss. And then on my last rep, I had to do a full snatch in order to do the weight successfully. So I counted it as 3 reps because it was kind of 3 reps. It wasn't, the last one wasn't a true power, and the first one wasn't a truly successful rep. So I figured I'd cut the difference out and just call it 3, even though it was supposed to be 4 reps that I was supposed to do. Obviously, only successfully did the 3. But then I had 175 for 2 sets of 3. What I figured out with my snatches is because I go from a hook grip, and when I pull my hand up, I release it, and then I grab it with just a normal hand grip without the hook grip, that I was doing that too soon in my snatch. So what I thought about doing is when I was pulling up, to try to keep my hand locked in for as long as I can. And what I realized is that made my snatch feel tremendously better because it made my extension better. I was essentially pulling on it longer and then snapping under it more effectively and catching it better. So my 2 sets of 175, I was able to hit them all, and they were all pretty easy. Then I went up to 190, and then I did the two first reps well. The second rep, it was like a true like power snatch where I was like getting driven down the parallel, and I stopped it. But on my last rep, I was just gassed at that point, and I was like, it was kind of how my snatches went the previous day, where it wasn't even like that technically bad. I just was like, as soon as I went under it, it was just like, I was dead. But I was very happy because that was a big step forward for me as far as from where I was yesterday. So continuing to move in the right direction with that. Try to stabilize where I'm holding this. I had to take off my shirt because I was sweating to death out here because it's still somehow hot in September, almost the end of September. But then I had clean and jerks, which were, oh my gosh, this was a hard workout. I clean and jerks up to 265 for a set of 3, and I did those out here, which in here there isn't as much width in the gym, or I don't even know. It's not as wide as I would like to have it in out here, and so that makes clean and jerks a little tricky because I have to move my squat rack in, and I can't be too crazy with how much I move around with it, and thankfully I don't really. But I was able to do that set of 3, and it was tough. I had to really focus in on that. And then I had they were supposed to be clean pulls above the knee. I don't have blocks, so I did hang clean pulls above the knee, essentially the same thing. Those were easy. And then I had squats with the same weight again. I had to go up to 375 for a set of 3, which it's like the third day in a row I've done that. Everything but the snatches I was able to hit all my reps with, and the snatches went better. I know tomorrow I got more snatches, and hopefully I take the momentum of today into tomorrow. But I was originally planning, because we didn't have conferences until 12:30, I was going to go in this morning to the gym and work out, but I wanted to give myself more time to recover, as well as I wanted to get to school early because I had work I had to do before the conferences started with progress reports. I wanted to get those all done. So it kind of played 2 ways against me to doing my workout in the morning. Plus, I mean, it was a hard workout, so I didn't want to try to rush and get that done first thing in the morning with that. But tomorrow will be a normal day as far as the timing of my workout. I'll be done with school a little bit earlier because it's a professional day, so we'll start earlier and earlier. But I'll probably won't bring my stuff with me because we'll be, I don't know. I don't think I'll bring myself with me to school because it won't be, I won't be in too much of a rush, and I'll have to go back home anyway to get some of Justin's stuff. And I guess I could bring that to school, but I'm going to be early anyway because we'll get done about 3 o'clock and maybe a little bit before that, and so I'll get home and get to the gym well early anyway. But tomorrow hopefully will go well. Conferences went well for the parents that came, and as usual there were some no-shows and some voicemails that had to be left with that, and you know, it is what it is with that. But the parents that came, they had good conversations, and you know, hopefully we'll continue to move forward with that sort of thing. I am absolutely exhausted now. It's about 9:15-ish. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna walk back into the house, eat some dinner, and relax for the rest of the night. Something interesting that was happening on my street, I guess the kid literally like 1 street over on a cul-de-sac, is there's a 2-year-old there that's dying of cancer, so they're having an early Christmas for them. Because when I came back home, there was like 100 people on my street, and I was really confused. Like, all these cars were parked, and then there's like Christmas decorations, and I was really confused the last couple days because there was Christmas like inflatables and stuff on these couple of houses. I figured these people were, I didn't remember them doing it last year, and I remember it being very confusing that they were having decorations up in September, but I guess that's why. So kind of a sad story, but it's nice that he got, to have one last Christmas, I guess, before he dies from, it was a brain tumor that he had, and some tumors on his spine, so some terrible stuff, but that's why they was having that. So I suppose you might be able to find out almost where I live if you Google that story. But whatchamacallit, oh, I also saw one of my students walking around, because I live so close to my school. One of my students was walking up to see the child and celebrate their Christmas thing with him. So I jumped in my house because I don't want my students. The student that saw me wouldn't have been one that would have made a big fuss about it, but I definitely don't want that to be a thing that's brought up, because I don't want students coming to my house unannounced or announced, either way. But anywho, I'll wrap up this video here. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Hope you all had a great day and are making it through the work week just fine. Talk to you all in the next one. Peace. I just watched the Browns finish off a great win. Finally getting a win. Baker Mayfield came in after, I guess, Tyrod got hurt. I was still working out when that happened. And I just saw Baker Mayfield start making completion after completion when I was refreshing the internet. Came in, started watching it online, and I can't believe the Browns won. Baker Mayfield went in. He looked amazing. He made lots of passes that helped the running game look better. The defense was just looking really good like they did before, and they just made plays, which is shocking. The kicker made kicks. The offense made plays. The defense made plays. It seems like the whole team played extremely well. And it seemed like the Jets were trying to come back the whole time, but the Browns defense turned it up once the offense got going. First win of the season. It feels good. Feels really good. And the Browns don't look like they just barely got it. It looks like they had all the parts working in order to get the win. It's which is what you need in order to get a victory at any week. But I just hope they keep playing well. They keep winning. And Baker Mayfield, hopefully they stick with him and he continues to play well, because he looked like a quarterback, and that's what the Browns need. Someone that's making some passes, making some plays, and hopefully they can just continue this momentum. But man, it feels good to get off the schneid. Feels good. Feels real good. But that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. Thought I'd throw this on there because I was ecstatic about the Browns. Perhaps I'll make a video later this week detailing more about my thoughts about this, but I just wanted to give my first thoughts, seeing how the game just ended. Feels good.